standardization work, Mr. Rajesh Sharma from PMI Geneva, Mr. Atiq Ahmed, Mr. Sandeep Gupta, the directors in the International Relations Cell, Mr. Mukesh Mangal and Mr. Rakesh Desai for the security group, Mr. BK Singh for the protocol, Mr. Sunit Tomar, Alex, and Mr. Abhishek, Assistant Director General in International Relations Cell. Thank you all. Have a safe trip. We will have speeches from Secretary General Anne Anessa in the closing ceremony. Thank you all. Thank you once again.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a short coffee break for 15 minutes, and then we will come back for the closing ceremony with the Honorable Minister, State Minister, the elected officials, and a cultural performance. Thank you for joining us back here in 15 minutes. Thank you.
त्यागी हमारा पोडियम
चेक चेक चेक
लेने की जरूरत नहीं। इतना सीरियस
है। अरे बड़े मंच से बोलना पड़ता है, सीरियस होना पड़ता है।
Check. Sound check. Check one, sound check. Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. This is a sound check. Check one, sound check. Clarity. थोड़ा ज़्यादा echo हो रहा है अभी. It's a sound check. Check one, sound check. Check one. Hey, my name is Veronica and I welcome you all. Check one. Perfect. Just look at the echo once the people are here. जब भर जाएगा ना हॉल तो उस हिसाब से फिर echo adjust करेंगे.
हाँ टेप कौन उठा के ले गया यार बिना पूछे चीज़ें ले आते मेरे को याद है ना मैंने रखी मैंने उठानी है यहाँ से क्या हुआ ये जी
कर दो.
नीचे बैठो
नहीं तो नहीं चलता.
अच्छा पहले ऊपर से ही मारनी चाहिए। यहाँ आकर के
हेलो, हाँ जी हाय। 7th of November ना? हाँ अभी available है। Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to kindly take your seats. We will be starting in a short while from now. I request you all to kindly be seated. Please take your seats. We will be starting with the closing ceremony in a short while from now. It's a kind request to all of you to please keep your phones on silent mode. I request you all to kindly come inside and take your seats. We are going to start in a short while from now. Please be seated at the designated seat. I request all the delegates to kindly come inside and take your seats. The Honorable Minister Sir is approaching the dais. I request all the delegates to kindly come inside and take your seats. Honorable MOC is approaching the dais now. I request once again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a kind request to please join us inside. I request all the delegates, all the dignitaries to kindly join us inside. We are about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, all the delegates, dignitaries are requested to join us inside. The Honorable MOC is about to approach the dais. Requesting all the delegates to join us inside and take your seats. Kindly be seated at your designated seats. We are moving towards the closing ceremony and the Honorable MOC is about to arrive in the hall. It's a kind request to each one of you to kindly take your seats. All the delegates are requested to take your seats. All the dignitaries to kindly be seated at your reserved places. Also, ladies and gentlemen, it's a kind request to put your phones on silent mode. We are moving towards the closing ceremony and the Honorable Minister of Communications is about to arrive. Once again, requesting you all to kindly take your seats, kindly be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, all the delegates are requested to join inside and take your seats. All the delegates are requested to join us inside. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly be seated. The Honorable Minister is arriving. I request you all to kindly take your seats now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a round of applause Shri Jyotiraditya M. Scindia, Minister of Communications and Minister of Development of Northeastern Region. Sir, a very warm welcome to you. Ladies and gentlemen, also welcome Dr. Pemasani Chandra Shekhar, Minister of State for Communications and Rural Development. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Namaskar, good evening distinguished delegates and my honored guest. I request Shri Jyotiraditya M. Scindia, Minister of Communications and Minister of Development of Northeastern Region, to kindly join us on the dais. I request Dr. Pemasani Chandrasekhar, Minister of State for Communications and Rural Development, to kindly join us on the dais. Ms. Doreen Bogdan Martin, Secretary General ITU, to kindly join us on the dais. Mr. R. Mittar, Chair WTSA 2024, to kindly join us on the dais. Mr. Sizo Onoy, Director Telecommunications Standardization Bureau, to join us on the dais. Dr. Bilal Jamousi, Secretary WTSA 2024, to kindly join us. And Mr. Premjeet Lal, DDG IR, to kindly join us on the dais. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I extend my deepest gratitude to each one of you for your invaluable contribution. For the first time here hosted in the Asia-Pacific region, we welcomed over 3,700 delegates from 160 plus countries, marking a significant moment in the global collaboration. This year, we achieved a milestone with the highest female participation outside Geneva at 26%, emphasizing inclusivity in telecom leadership. As we come together from across the globe, let us remember the ancient Indian philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. This timeless idea reflects the spirit of unity and cooperation that has defined our journey at WTSA. It reminds us that despite our diverse backgrounds, we are all connected, working towards a common goal for a better and more connected future for all. Thank you all for making this WTSA truly historic. Let us start with a thunderous round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we are talking of numbers. To begin with, I invite Dr. Bilal Jamousi, Secretary WTSA 2024, to share key highlights of WTSA 24.
Much. Sir, State Minister, dignitaries, elected officials of the ITU, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the close of this historic WTSA, and it's my great privilege to reflect on what has been an extraordinary assembly. This year, we didn't just meet expectations, we've broken records, introduced many firsts, and engaged new audiences like never before. First, let's celebrate the incredible numbers we have achieved together. We have witnessed the biggest WTSA attendance ever, with over 3,700 participants, including side events. Filling this plenary with energy, ideas, enthusiasm, and we had the highest number of member states represented, with 37 ministers and 27% women, a true testament to our global reach and commitment to inclusivity. We also saw record-breaking participation across our flagship events like the Global Standards Symposium, the Network of Women, and Kaleidoscope academic conference, showing the best of what ITU can offer. Our side events were the most we have ever hosted, 20+ events representing over 80 hours of content, providing the importance and impact of our work and engaging India's thriving tech ecosystem. We also witnessed our biggest opening ceremony ever, with over 300,000 views online, and sparked global tech conversations like never before, with key figures like the Honorable Prime Minister Modi and other influential tech leaders adding their voices to ours on social media. Additionally, we had the highest number of media registered, capturing global attention and covering our assembly across new and traditional media. Last but not least, the WTSA leadership under Chairman Mittar, the WTSA Secretariat has worked tirelessly to manage an impressive number of 206 proposals, meetings, and documents, resulting in 8 new resolutions and tens of modified resolutions demonstrating our commitment to high-quality services to our members. And let's not forget our dynamic expo, which hosted the largest number of exhibitors and demos over at WTSA, creating a vibrant hub for networking, ideas, and innovation. Next, let's reflect on the many firsts achieved during this WTSA. This is the first time WTSA has ever been hosted in Asia, and we have been honored to experience the hospitality and culture of our host country. It's also the first time a world leader has opened WTSA. We hosted the first International AI Standards Summit, launched the first AI for Good regional event, and even organized the first Robotics for Good youth competition. Each of these milestones showcasing our commitment to leveraging AI to enhance the Sustainable Development Goals. Lastly, I'd like to acknowledge the incredible work of the India team and the ITU staff that met over the past year. Behind the scenes, we have worked tirelessly to ensure every moment this conference ran smoothly. From planning to execution, they have been the driving force behind our success. Now, as we conclude, I'm excited to share with you a special video featuring an AI-generated theme song created just for this event. It shows how, at ITU, we not only discuss the transformative power of AI, but we also use it ourselves to experiment, create, and inspire. May I ask my colleagues in the regie to roll the video, and please feel free to sing and clap along. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this incredible video. The journey over these days has certainly been incredible. Also, the numbers sir has just shared. Certainly the best moment. Ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, now I would like to invite Mr. R.R. Mittal, Chair WTSA 24, to kindly join us to share the closing notes.
Namaskar. Very good afternoon to Honorable Minister of Communication and Minister of Northeastern Region, Government of India, Shri Jyotiraditya M. Scindia ji. Honorable Minister of State for Communication and Rural Development, Dr. Chandrasekhar Pemasani ji. ITU Secretary General, Ms. Doreen Bogdan-Martin. Director TSB, Sijo Onoe-san. Deputy Director TSB and WTSA 20 Secretary Dr. Bilal Jamusi, Excellencies and distinguished guests and delegates here at Bharat Mandapam. a very warm greetings to all the participants. As we bring the WTSA 2024 assembly to a successful close, it is with great pride and gratitude that I extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you, our esteemed delegates from member states, the dedicated ITU Secretariat, and the ever-supportive Indian administration. Your unwavering commitment and active participation have made this assembly a remarkable achievement. Over the past days, we have engaged in in-depth discussions, crafted important resolutions, and charted the course for future of global telecommunication standards. This collective endeavor has demonstrated the power of collaboration, mutual respect, and consensus building. I am truly honored to have witnessed the determination with which we tackled every challenge, reaffirming the essence of Vasudev Kutumbakam. The word is one family. Together, we have proven what can be accomplished when we embrace this philosophy. A special thank you to Honorable Minister of Communication, Shri Jyotiraditya M. Scindia ji, for his steadfast support, which was instrumental in this successful completion of WTSA 24. Sir, your leadership has been invaluable, and we are deeply grateful to the exceptional support provided by the DOT in hosting this assembly at Bharat Mandapam. You have made all our delegates feel truly welcome and showcase the rich cultural heritage and warmth of India. I would also like to extend my thanks to Honorable Minister of State for Communication, Dr. Chandrasekhar Pemasani ji, for his blessings and support throughout. I would also extend my thanks to Secretary Telecom, Dr. Neeraj Mittal, for his in-depth involvement and round-the-clock support for successful completion of WTSA. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to Ms. Doreen Bogdan-Martin for her inspirational leadership, and the Team ITU for their tireless efforts. Their seamless coordination and dedication ensured the smooth running of every aspect of the assembly. I would also like to thank Anoesa for his efforts to harmonize and maximize the outcome of the assembly. My special thanks to Dr. Bilal for his tireless efforts almost since last 1 year with his interactions with DOT, the member states, the regional telecom organizations. As we look ahead to the future, I am confident that the resolutions we have developed will pave the way for groundbreaking innovations, sustainable growth, and greater connectivity worldwide. It is said that the march of technology will always continue, and it is the collective responsibility of all of us that standards and standardizations keep pace with it. Once again, I extend my deepest thanks to all of you. Hope you are carrying fond memories back home. I wish you safe travels and continued success in your respective roles. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mittal, for your words. And collaboration is the key, and this event is a true testament for that. Moving ahead, I now invite Mr. Cizo Onoe, Director TSB, to share his closing notes.
Honorable Minister Shri Scindia, Honorable Minister of State Shri Pemasani, Excellencies, Head of Regulatory Agencies, ITU Secretary General, delegates, colleagues, and friends. Congratulations. We should all be very proud of what we have achieved together. This WTSA will be remembered for many years to come. We have demonstrated our spirit of collaboration and consensus at exactly the right time. ITU standards and capacity building must create the foundation for the future we want. My top priority are impactful standards and a strong industry engagement and support to developing countries that create this impact. The decisions of this WTSA highlight the ITU family's commitment to these goals. This conference has reinforced and given even more stimulus to our work. With the new mandate for our expert groups established, our stakeholders are ready to invest in the next phase of consensus building. We have sent a powerful message to policymakers and industry leaders with a timely new resolution on AI. We have emphasized that metaverse standards must support virtual worlds that include and benefit everyone. We have taken new steps forward for emergency communications. We have invited everyone to take advantage of ITU expertise to define the technical requirements of digital public infrastructure. And as always, our sights remain set on the future. We have resolved to conclude evolving, improving, and preparing the next generation of ITU standards experts for success. And for this remarkable WTSA, I thank our distinguished delegates, our expert chair, Shri Rit Ranjan Mittal, our organizing team at the Government of India's Department of Telecommunications, and its Secretary, Shri Neeraj Mittal. And of course, our dedicated staff from ITU and India. India's hospitality has been astounding. And with your support, with WTSA has been highly influential. The agreements we have reached in New Delhi have shown how ITU work align with our ambitions for a better world. We have again highlighted why ITU has earned the trust of innovators worldwide. I thank you and applaud you, and I wish you all a safe trip home. Thank you.
Thank you, Onoe-san. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to recognize the dedicated individuals who made this event a success. Their tireless efforts, enthusiasm, and contribution have been invaluable. It is my pleasure to invite them on the stage to receive certificates of appreciation for their remarkable work in making this WTSA an unforgettable experience. There are around 40 people in the organizing committee, but due to constraint of time, we will be felicitating 2 of them for now. I request Mr. Cizo Onoe, Director TSB, to kindly hand over the certificates to Dr. Neeraj Mittal, Secretary Telecom and Chairman Digital Communications Commission. Sir, we would like to thank you. Let's have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And to Shri Premjit Lalji, Deputy Director General, International Relations. This is on behalf of the entire organizing committee for the tireless efforts of months and months together to put together this event together. Thank you. I now invite Dr. Neeraj Mittal, Secretary Telecom and Chairman Digital Communication Commission, to kindly address the gathering.
Honorable Minister of Communications and Northeast Region, Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, Secretary General ITU, Ms. Doreen Bogdan Martin, Honorable Minister of State for Communications and Rural Development, Shri Pemasani Chandrasekhar ji, Honorable Excellencies from various countries, distinguished delegates, other colleagues on the dais, Sizo Uno, Mitra Saab, Bilal Jamusi, all colleagues from DOT, friends from press, I'm really, really delighted today to be here on this closing day. Just a year ago, I and Bilal were sitting in the DOT conference hall of 13th floor, where we were deciding what we will do in this conference. The fact that it has come out to be such a great success owes in large part to the effort of ITU and its officials who have gone way and beyond in organizing so many other events besides the main event of the WTSA. Events such as the 5th Global Standards Symposium, Digital Wave Stage, Kaleidoscope, AI for Good, Innovation Exchange, ITU, WHO workshops. They cover so many different aspects of telecom and the evolving technologies. And in all of them, we have had massive collaboration from across the world. This shows the inclusivity and the enthusiastic response of India as an emerging technology destination. It is my understanding that in any of these events, we did not have even an inch of space to sit because there was so much participation by students, by academicians, by industry leaders, by our own staff from DOT, and of course, the ITU delegates. I just asked Bilal how many resolutions have we passed. We've passed 8 new and 44 modified resolutions, maybe one of the largest ever. We have 3,700 people who have participated here. So many ministers of state were guests here. The Honorable Prime Minister's vision of India to become a leader in emerging technologies, including 6G. The foundation has been laid here thanks to the efforts of all of you by having this assembly here. We hope that India will continue to collaborate with ITU on many initiatives which will benefit the rest of the world. We have identified many common action programs which will help us broad-base the effort of ITU to become a global force in terms of defining the global telecommunication technologies in a very broad-based manner, and to be cognizant of, as our Honorable Prime Minister said, national requirements, making it inclusive, making it meaningful, making it impactful. So I thank all of you for being here. I hope you had a memorable experience here. You will take good, fond memories about India. And we look forward to meeting you soon again in ITU forums here and elsewhere. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Mittal, for your words. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the time that we revisit the highlights and memorable moments of this remarkable WTSA. There's a video which has been curated by DOT. Can we have the AV, please?
The world came together for setting goals for the future of telecommunications.
the pioneers from the telecom industry, together at one platform, transforming ideas into reality. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Dr. Pemasani Chandrasekhar, Minister of State for Communications and Rural Development, for his address.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of Communications and Development of Northeastern Region, Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, Secretary General, International Telecommunication Union, Ms. Doreen Martin, Secretary, Department of Communications, Government of India, Dr. Neeraj Mittal ji, TSP Director, ITU, Mr. Sizo Ono, WTSA 24 Chair, Mr. R.R. Mittar ji, WTSA 24 Secretary, Dr. Bilal Jamosi, distinguished delegates, esteemed guests, and colleagues, Namaste. It is my honor to stand before you as we draw the curtain on what has been an extraordinary WTSA 2024 here in the vibrant land of India. As others have mentioned, this event saw record participation with over 3,700 delegates from 164 countries, including 35 plus ICT ministers. Over the past few days, we have shared ideas, challenged norms, and drafted the standards that will shape the future of global telecommunications. WTSA 24 has adopted 8 new resolutions targeting emerging areas for standardization in telecommunications and ICTs, including digital public infrastructure, sustainable digital transformation, AI for telecommunications, vehicular communications, and so forth. WTSA 24 also identified focus areas for further standardization efforts, including post-quantum cryptography, OTT services, global connectivity via non-geostationary satellite networks, disaster risk management and preparedness, and digital identities. Finally, various existing resolutions were revised to reflect technological advancements and align with the needs of developing or better known as resource-limited countries. At the 6th symposium, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji and the tireless efforts of our Honorable Minister of Communications, Sri Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, known for his foresight and dedication, India's 6G vision shined brightly. The event showcased India's commitment to global leadership through strategic partnerships, groundbreaking research, and innovation-driven development, reaffirming its position at the forefront of digital revolution. Impactful side sessions, including the AI for Good Summit, the ITU UN Disaster Risk Reduction Conference, the Network of Women, showcase key developments shaping the future of telecommunications and digital innovation. With the highest female participation in this WTSA, we have proven that technology knows no gender, no borders, only opportunity. The outcomes of WTSA 24 mark a significant step towards shaping a secure, inclusive, and sustainable digital future. Some key areas where these outcomes will make a meaningful impact include digital inclusion, cybersecurity, bridging the standardization gap, responsible AI use, infrastructure resilience, and so forth. And the significance of this event is amplified by the fact that for the first time in ITU's history, WTSA came to the land of India. India, a country where innovation and heritage walk hand in hand, is proud to have hosted this landmark event along with the prestigious IMC. This assembly reflects the spirit of our culture, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. Just as our rivers flow freely across borders, our innovations are open and inclusive, aimed at bridging gaps and building stronger, more connected societies. As we say farewell, let us carry with us the spirit of this assembly, the idea that the future is not just something we want for, it is something we create together. I thank you all, especially ITU, once again for your contributions and for making this assembly an incredible success. As you leave with not just new standards, but new friendships, I invite you to carry with you a piece of India, the richness of tradition, the strength of diversity, and the spirit of innovation that propels us forward. Until we meet again, Jai Hind and safe travels to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Ms. Doreen Bogdan Martin, Secretary General ITU, for her closing speech. Please welcome her with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, there are journeys that stay with you forever. Like the one that took me from the bustling metropolis of Delhi to the fields of Shivpuri in Madhya Pradesh. A journey by plane, train, and automobile. Not self-driving just yet, but we'll get there. A journey that revealed how standards impact the lives of real people. People I met, like the Lakpati Didis, an amazing group of women who are sowing the seeds of change. Some of these women have become skilled drone operators. Others are delivering digital banking services or driving precision farming. All of them are enabling entrepreneurship and opportunity for themselves, for other people in their rural communities, and supported by technologies that are connected by the power of standards. My journey was symbolic of the reach of this technical standards community, and mirrored by India's 5G rollout, connecting communities at unprecedented speed. WTSA has also been unprecedented, not only in the series of firsts, and there were many, as we just heard, but also as the first major event on the world stage coming after the Summit of the Future and its Global Digital Compact, and a key milestone on the way to the WSIS Plus 20 review next year. We are pleased that the UN Secretary General has asked the ITU to co-lead the Pact of the Future Working Group on Digital Technologies, and also so glad that this WTSA, the WTSA outcomes, show how ITU is already addressing the many priorities laid out in the Global Digital Compact. Turning to those outcomes, I'm reminded of the Honorable Prime Minister's opening address at WTSA, echoing the theme of India's historic G20 presidency, that one Earth, one family, one future. And I wanted to start with one Earth. As the saying goes, there is no planet B. Standards are key to keeping life on Earth sustainable in all its dimensions. This WTSA has taken meaningful steps to deliver technical standards that make both business and environmental sense. These include, and we've heard from our previous speakers as well, a new resolution to support emergency communications with caller location identification from mobile devices. A new resolution on trusted, inclusive, and interoperable metaverse applications in support of the SDGs. And a new resolution on sustainable digital transformation, which is one of ITU's strategic objectives, that also coincides with the 2024 UN Biodiversity Conference that's underway right now in Colombia. We will further continue our critical actions on sustainability in a few weeks at COP29 in Azerbaijan, where, as part of our Green Digital Action Initiative, ITU will hold the first ever Digitization Day. And we're calling on global leaders here, today and after, from government and industry, including the standards developers, as I said, here at WTSA, to really help to put digital innovation at the forefront of climate action, and to lead by example. Ladies and gentlemen, you can lead by example in delivering tangible progress on our industry's sustainability goals. WTSA also showed the best of our one ITU family in all of its diversity. And I think it's fair to say that this has been the most inclusive WTSA ever. Inclusive of industry and the technical community, whose active participation drove discussions with deep technical expertise. Inclusive of youth, a big priority for me, inclusive of youth who showcased their amazing talent at the 5G, 6G hackathon and at the Robotics for Good Youth Challenge, where 11 to 18-year-olds competed in the first of 25 national championships that are going to culminate next year at AI for Good in a World Cup. Looking forward to that. We also saw the launch of the new global Young AI Leaders that will help to empower young people from around the world to leverage AI for good. WTSA, as we've heard, was inclusive of women, with more than 400 women delegates, although I must say we are still far short of achieving parity. But I think I'm very encouraged, as I'm sure you also are, to see so many women stepping up and having taken leadership positions. I think we set a record in terms of women leadership positions in our committees and our ad hocs, and it's great to see that, and I hope it continues. I can't wait to see in the future what the Network of Women does next, because next year we will be celebrating the Beijing Plus 30 plan of action, which works to advance gender equality worldwide. And I hope with that event taking place next year, it will push us to do more in terms of gender equality. WTSA was also inclusive of the academic community. That was showcased by the ITU Kaleidoscope, which was sold out, standing room only. It was also showcased in the India Mobile Congress exhibition, and we have a new resolution to support students and professionals to become the next generation of ITU standards experts. Building on this momentum, and in collaboration with the host country, India, we are exploring ways to leverage ITU's inclusive platform to bring early research and prototypes to market, to work with our academic partners on the latest advancements in network technology, and to work with PhD students on topics of mutual interest to their academic institutions and ITU. Ladies and gentlemen, today, as we've heard, is also UN Day, so I believe this event has also been inclusive of that UN family. I think that holds true to this one family that I just spoke about. And I'm really delighted that we've had also record participation from our UN partners. With this strong focus on artificial intelligence and other emerging technologies, WTSA has paved the way towards one future. In keeping with the IMC theme, the future is now, as well as my top priority, to build an ITU that's fit for the future. WTSA ushered in a shared digital future where every citizen and every community is connected and empowered, with a timely new resolution that will help to foster cooperation on technical requirements, standardization, and capacity development for digital public infrastructure. Further demonstrating how ITU is already answering the call of the Global Digital Compact, which prioritizes open standards and interoperability to facilitate the use of digital public goods across platforms. A new resolution on artificial intelligence charts a path forward for technical standards to help humanity meet some of the biggest challenges as well as opportunities of our time. It also recognizes the importance of our first ever International AI Standards Summit, which of course was co-organized with our World Standards Cooperation partners, IEC, ISO, and supported by other key organizations, including IEEE and IETF. This WTSA also saw the AI for Good Impact India kick off a new series of regional multi-stakeholder engagements leading up to our global summit next year. And I do hope you'll all join us for that next July. Ladies and gentlemen, let me express my gratitude to everyone who accompanied us on this WTSA journey. Dhanyawad to our host country, incredible India, to the Honorable Prime Minister Modi, to the Honorable Minister Scindia, to the Honorable Minister of State Pemasani, to our Secretary of DOT and the Chair of the Heads of Delegation meeting, Niraj Mittal, to our GSS Chair, my friend Raj Kumar, and of course, to all of you. Thank you, India, for bringing WTSA and the GSS to life on an unprecedented scale, for showcasing India's tremendous hospitality, generosity, diversity, especially at that unforgettable gala with almost every state represented. Thank you for keeping us well-fed, comfortable, and constantly in awe of your rich history and culture. From the peaceful Sundar Gardens to the timeless Taj Mahal and to the architectural splendor of the Red Fort, the historic landmarks that you showed us reflect the ingenuity and the innovation of their time, just as WTSA reflects the creativity and the lasting impact of the global standardization community. But most of all, thank you for bringing WTSA to the people. I saw the WTSA logo everywhere. Everywhere on my journey, all over Delhi, throughout Agra, even in Gwalior, on the buses, on the streets, and even in the subway. Let me also congratulate our WTSA chair, Ritu Ranjan Mittal, for his skilled leadership. He drove us forward, he was objective, he worked with all of us to achieve consensus, and this resulted in an incredibly successful outcome as one family to help us advance one future, one shared digital future. Let me also thank our vice chairs, our committee leaders, my dear friend and colleague, our fearless standards leader, Director Onoe-san. Director Onoe, you said that this was your first WTSA as standards director. Well done to you. You have set the bar very, very high. And of course, to my fellow ITU elected officials, I thank them for their presence here as well at WTSA. Let me, of course, thank the Deputy Director of the TSB, who was also the Secretary of the Plenary, Dr. Bilal Jamousi, for his seamless coordination of the Secretariat's work and for creating the conditions to achieve such great results. Thank you, Bilal. And of course, we're so grateful to the host country organizing committee. I would ask you to kindly stand so that we can applaud you in the room. Thank you, organizing committee. If we can ask the colleagues from India that helped make this happen, could you stand? Thank you. Thank you. And of course, let me acknowledge the ITU staff who have worked tirelessly around the clock, not just here, but also in Geneva. And if I could also ask them to please stand, ITU staff, please. Thank you. And of course, to our incredible interpreters, our translators, and our captioners, we thank you. As Minister Scindia said in his opening speech, people have been at the very heart of this progress. WTSA was a success thanks to everyone's support, everyone's development, everyone's trust, and everyone's efforts. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. Let us keep the Honorable Prime Minister's words in mind as we transform WTSA outcomes into action by keeping the principles of security, of dignity and equity at the center of our efforts. Let's continue this journey towards one shared digital future, one that is technically strong and built on a solid foundation of standards, one that is ethically sound with innovation and inclusion at its very core. Ladies and gentlemen, soon, hundreds of millions in India and around the world will celebrate Diwali, a celebration of light over darkness, of knowledge over ignorance. Let this spirit guide us as we transform these commitments made here in Delhi into real progress in bringing the benefits of technology to all. Together, as one diverse, united ITU family, we can ensure no country, no region, no community is left behind in this digital age. Thank you very much. Bon voyage. Fermalinge.
Dhanyavad, Ms. Martin, for these incredible words.
If I may, ladies and gentlemen, I would like that we can recognize our incredible chair, and I would like to invite the WTSA chair, Chair Mitar, to come forward and join me on this side to accept the ITU Certificate of Appreciation for his simply outstanding leadership in driving forward this successful conference.
We would like to thank Mr. R.R. Mitra, Chair WTSA 2024, for his invaluable contribution in making this event a resounding success. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, put your hands together for the Chair. Dhanyavad, Ms. Martin, for your inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for the lady once again? Gender equality, sustainability, and youth involvement, all these elements which are essential for a better future. It was seen there in this edition of WTSA. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Shri Jyotiraditya M. Scindia, Minister of Communication and Minister of Development of North-Eastern Region, for his closing speech.
Seated on the dais with me, Secretary General of the ITU, Ms. Doreen Bogdan-Martin, Minister of State for Communications and Rural Development, Government of India, my colleague, Chandrasekhar Pemasani ji, Secretary Telecom, Neeraj Mittal ji, TSB Director, ITU, CSO Ono ji, WTSA 24 Chair, RR Mittal ji, WTSA 24 Secretary, Bilal Jamusi ji, Excellencies present here, esteemed guests, members of the telecom fraternity from across the world, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is with an immense sense of pride and gratitude that I stand before you today as we draw the curtains on the World Telecommunication Standardization Assembly 2024. This momentous gathering has united over 3,700 delegates from over 160 countries, marking a historic milestone in the annals of the WTSA. Such a resplendent assembly illuminates the indomitable spirit of global cooperation and the collective dream we all nurture of a more connected, a more inclusive digital tapestry. Over the past 10 days, we have embarked on an extraordinary odyssey, one that has not merely allowed us to envision a radiant digital future, but has also empowered us in order to be able to sculpt for the future through rich dialogues, audacious ideas, and transformative partnerships. WTSA 24 has demonstrated that when we unite under the auspices of a shared aspiration, we can forge a world where technology emerges as a beacon of inclusion, a beacon of equity, and a beacon of progress. The bonds forged and the wisdom exchanged have laid the cornerstone for a new dawn in telecommunications, one that generates global collaboration and shared prosperity. I was reflecting on the speeches of my colleagues and our Secretary General, Ms. Doreen Martin. We have had many sessions here. We have had many resolutions here. But over the past 10 days, I, for one, certainly have felt an intangible or tangible connection with my brothers and sisters across the world. As we sit together in various fora, exchanging diverse thoughts, diverse challenges, translating into opportunities. And the common refrain from over 10 to 12 sessions that I personally have attended is that the thought process that India has always embarked on, not over this last 75 years of her existence, but over the last 2,000, 3,000 years of her existence. The thought process and the paradigm that the world has a shared past. The world has a vested presence. And the world must look toward a shared future. Within all those diversities, like steel is tempered through flames, we have forged a sense of unity. What has been achieved here by 3,700 delegates across 160 countries is not a statistic. Yes, 8 resolutions have been forwarded. Yes, exchanges have taken place. But what each one of us must walk away with is that we have all come together on one stage, not as a citizen of our country alone, not as a representative of our institution alone, but as a member of humanity. It has been my first experience, Doreen, of the amazing work that your institution does, day and night and night and day. And I dare say that the challenges that confront us today are much more complex than when this technology was first innovated. Much more complex than 2G, much more complex than 3G, much more complex than 4G, much more complex than 5G. Because what was seen as a form of communication has today become the highway on which the future of not only our countries, but the future of humanity in the next decade will be built, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what all of you are architecting today. And I would not be remiss to say that as a global citizen today, the world owes a debt of gratitude to ITU and the WTSA for the amazing work that all of you are doing in terms of taking the world forward into progress, into development. Technology is like an old banyan tree that has its roots firmly entrenched in Mother Earth. And over time develops its branches that protect and cast a shadow, a venerable shadow, over each and every citizen across the globe. It unfolds tremendous opportunities, but must also have in its heart the concepts of inclusion, the concept of equity, the concept of progress, the concept of ethics, morality, transparency. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the role that the WTSA plays for the world today. The sessions that I attended, and the sessions and the deliberations that I heard of, whether it be the Global Standard Symposium, the AI for Good Summit, we will attend sessions on AI across the world, but you will only attend a session on AI for good in the WTSA. The concept of gender inclusivity, the network of women. Today we have 8 billion people in our world today. But there cannot be progress in our world without every single citizen being a part of that developmental path. And India has taken a great leap forward in terms of ensuring not only bridging the digital divide, but bridging the gender divide, some of which Ms. Martin has experienced firsthand when she visited my state a few days ago, where in India you now have not male drone pilots, but you have female drone pilots in the form of nano drone didis, ladies and gentlemen. So in rural India, whereas the men are farmers on the farms, the women are pilots in rural India. That is the potential that India has shown to the world. We talk of case studies. We have living case studies in India. Our Lakpati Didis, 100 million women organized into self-help groups that are not only taking themselves forward, but are contributing to the cause of nation building. The concept of disaster risk reduction across the globe, how we can all forge together to achieve that common goal for every single citizen across this Mother Earth. And therefore today, where 10 days ago I welcomed you all to India, the land of diversity, the land of inclusivity, the land of heritage, the land of culture, the land of innovation, the land of diversity. Anekta mein ekta is our motto. Unity in diversity is our motto. I do trust all of you have taken a little bit of India in your hearts, and they always say, once someone experiences a bit of India, that bit of India always remains in every single person for the rest of their lives. On this day, as we draw WTSA to a close, we emerge with a renewed sense of purpose and conviction. The path ahead is indeed adorned with challenges, but yet it brims with opportunities. Opportunities to harness technology as a catalyst of positive change, cultivating inclusive digital ecosystems, and empowering communities across the globe. India stands poised to play its part on this shared journey. We will continue to champion international collaboration. We will continue to contribute to the creation of global standards. And we will work tirelessly to ensure the technologies of tomorrow serve as instruments of growth and empowerment. I thank all of you for your tireless efforts, your valuable contribution. I thank the ITU and the WTSA and our Secretary General, Ms. Doreen Martin, for the 3 initiatives that the ITU has taken with specificity to India: R&D, prototypes, PhD students, and academic partnerships. As they say, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, our belief that the world is one family. This philosophy, ladies and gentlemen, embodies the thought of what we have achieved together here at WCA 24. United as one global family, we have endeavored to create a future where technology binds us, fortifies us, and bestows prosperity upon all of us. In India, we never say goodbye. We look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you. Dhanyabad. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and your vision as a leader. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we conclude the part 1 of the closing ceremony. We would like to thank each one of you for your tremendous support and your contribution in making this event a historic event. We would like to express our deepest gratitude to the dignitaries on the dais for their kind presence here. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we would like to thank each one of you and the dignitaries on the dais, and we will proceed towards the cultural performance. But I request all the dignitaries to kindly step forward for a group picture before we conclude the part 1. Ladies and gentlemen, let us have a round of applause for all the leaders, the dignitaries who've made this event a resounding success. Thank you. With this, ladies and gentlemen, we proceed with the cultural performance, and I request all the dignitaries to kindly take your seats in the front row. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank Honorable Minister of Communications and Minister of Development of Northeastern Region, Shri Jyotiraditya M. Scindia, for your kind presence, sir. Thank you once again. And I request all the other dignitaries to kindly be seated. We also like to thank Dr. Pemasani Chandrasekhar, Minister of State for Communication and Rural Development. Thank you, sir, for your kind presence here. As They mark their way back from this closing ceremony.